Excerpt of a letter to Juhani Pallasmaa after finishing the project Sea Bathing Facility. Lisbon, August 22nd, 2007. At present, the nature gained emphasis for me. Without the vision, perhaps the acoustic perception is the most spontaneous sensory level. The sound of the dry leaves while being trodden, the tops of the trees to flutter with the wind, or the sound of a strong rain. The singular noises of the frozen lake, which you told to me in your letter, made me remember an acoustic phenomenon that was happening cyclically in the summer in the beach on the north of Lisbon, in which I used to spend some time on holidays in my childhood. In this point of the coast, the ocean is shown by a sound of great waves to wet the coast. The singular phenomenon was happening in 2 or 3 days, during July and August. In these days, the sound of the ocean was disappearing. The extraordinary event was consisting of the alteration of the waves, resulting in a completely flat and silent sea, where the waves were coming down to the scale of the grain of sand instead of that of the beach. This space change was noted with joy while observing of the top of the cliff such a calm sea. During most of the days, the green of the sea and the foam of the waves didn't let see the lush interior that there was. Now the water was colorless, and just far away it was coming a green, translucent, the one that only was becoming blue when it was touching the sky. It was possible to walk along the aquatic gardens. While we were walking, the sand could massage the feet. It was also possible to find some shelters on the empty spaces of the rocks. There were little seaweeds of dark red, and others of a yellowed green of the dimension of the feet, others of intensely green emerald, put a velvet touch onto the gray and dark brown rocks. There were also rocks that had their edges at sea level, that appeared for some hours under the form of small islands. It was possible to go out from the interior provided by the water, and to rise for the top of a rock, and to be wetted by a tepid sea breeze, with the sense of arising in a promontory. These rocks were containing brown-green seaweeds with spherical empty tips in its interior that were causing resonant pops while being trodden. The mobility in this space was implicating skill and balance not to slip. In the middle of these rocks there were other interiors, some of shelter, others of contemplation. Puddles with stone-smooth bottom, for times with sand or almost spherical stones. There were several dimensions, and some of the puddles were allowing a uterine interior. The big brown-green seaweeds were so smooth that touching them was like touching the skin of another human. Finally, I could enter the ocean. There were also interiors that were not allowing the human scale, and that the cutting surfaces with the color of a rose purplish were offering shelter to dark hedgehogs. Besides being able to look at with the sight, someone could allow the tactile experience of carefully feeling the complexity of a starfish with smooth and harsh surfaces,